Hey everybody, I'm Coach Brick, and I'm here to make you into a lean, mean building machine. We're going to take it step by step and put together the coolest Lego sets out there so that you will have the tools and tricks you need to build whatever crazy thing you can imagine.
Alright guys, welcome back to our Lego Ideas Dinosaur Fossils, set number 21320. This is part 4 of bag 5. Let's get into it. So we left off on step 70, that is page 38, and we have the torso mostly built. Now it's time to build some ribs. So let's get these white long tusk pieces, and there are 8 of those. So in the call-out box you see that there's 8 of the tusks, and there's also 8 of these little clip hands that have this little post hole in there. And you're just going to stick the end of that into there. Do that 8 times. And then once you have all these put together, they are going to go onto this tan bar here. Make sure you don't put it too close to this end, or else this block is going to bump up and interfere with the clip hand, and you won't be able to rotate it down. Same with this side, okay? You want to stay just in the center area, okay? So clip these on here. If they're not rotated the right direction, you can just twist them really easily so they point down. Kind of clip it in the middle and bend it down, and then you can kind of push it forward till it stops. That's about as far as you want to go with that one. And put 4 on each side, okay? There you go. 4 on that side. And there we go, 4 on that side. Alright, so with that done, then we can bring our legs over, and we are going to put we're going to put these 2 black clips into these 2 clip holes. If I can get into focus. These 2 clip holes right here, okay? So bend this, rotate that thing out of the way, and clip this onto here. And then you can rotate this back down, and then set this aside for a second. Alright, in step 72, we have this white beam with the angle in it, and if you remember from last time we made this thigh, we need to just make sure this is mirrored. So you want to get it on here so that the longer side on the bottom is pointing towards the right, and then we can get our clips, 2 of the black clips, 2 of the light gray stud clips, and 3 of the blue stud clips, and we'll also need this 1x4 white tile. Let's put the black clip into the corner hole and into that top hole on the small side. Then these 2 light gray clips, we're going to skip this hole if we're counting from the corner, put it in the next one, and the next one after that. Then fill the remaining holes with blue stud clips, and we're going to go back to the side with the light gray clips and cover it up with that tile. Okay, then I can bring this guy over here, make sure this is rotated up out of the way, and the tile goes on the inside, and we're going to connect. Well, let's do these 2 clips first. Whenever there's connectors and there's multiple connectors in the same spot, I like to put the higher amount of connectors together first, and then on the opposite end of the part there's only 1 connection. That's usually easier to do second. So then you can rotate that down, and we'll go on to 73. In step 73 we have one of these little round guys. It's like a 2x2 offset plate, but rounded out. And that's going to go onto the right side, the right thigh, right here on this blue stud clip. It's going to center with the middle hole in there. Okay, so little spinny wheel in there. And then in 74, sorry, we want to get a rounded 1x2, and where is it? Focus. Come on. Focus. There we go. And then we also need a rounded off 1x5 with the X-bar hole in the middle. We need a 1x2 tile, and we need 4 of these little single space tiles that are half round and half square. Okay, so on top of this, we basically want to match the profile on these and just cover up the studs. So the square ends are going to match together, the rounded ends out, and then this is going to go onto one stud on the end there. Then we're going to put one of the rounded tiles, that, and then the 1x2 tile, and the other tile on top of that, or on the end there. Okay, so then this is going to go over here so that these ends are going to line up here. The end of this beam and the end of this part that we just made are going to line up. It's going to clip onto those two blue stud clips, and then this guy is going to kind of rotate to point towards that stud. And we'll go to 75. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So grab our other round dude, stick it onto this blue stud clip, and then in 76 we have our 1x5. We have 4 of these guys. We have our rounded 1x2, and we have our 1x2 tile. Okay, so put these guys back to back. Flip it onto the end of this. Then another one of our half round, half squares. That guy on there. And that guy like that. Alright, then this is going to go onto those blue stud clips and rotate that guy a little bit. Then in 77, let's put this aside, and we're going to make a little stubby little T-Rex arm. So grab this light gray 1x2 plate with a ball socket on the end, and then in 78 we want to grab one of these white hinges. It's like a it hinges out into a 1x4 or a 2x2, and you're gonna put that guy on here so that, okay, if your ball socket is facing to the left, then this is going to go on here. This hinge is going to go on here so that it hinges down like that. Alright? And then in 79, we need 2 more of those single spaced half round, half square tiles. They're going to go back to back over the part that has the light gray piece. And then in step 80, we want 2 of these, they're like a rounded off single stud plate with a little bar handle on the end. And one of those, they're going to go one on top of the other off the end of this last stud and anti-stud on the end of that hinge. Okay, so they're on top of each other like that. And then in 81, grab 2 of these same little clip hands with the post hole. You're going to clip them onto the bar handles on here, like that. And then in 82, you need 2 of these little white teeth, and they're going to go on here so that they are hooking down. They're hooking down whichever direction this hangs with the hinge. They're curving down off of that, okay? And then bring this over here. So this is the left arm. Alright. We're going to stick it onto this ball socket, or this ball into this ball socket right there. Like that. Bend this down, and you have your stubby little T-Rex on. And so that's 83. Then in 84 we're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be mirrored. For the other arm, let's grab our light gray 1x2 plate with the ball socket, our little white hinge, and okay, so this time if our ball socket is pointing to the right, then the hinge is going to go on here so that it is hanging down like that. Okay? That will make sure that it's mirrored. Then I want to grab our half round, half square tiles in 86 and put those on top of here, back to back. And the flat ends are going to meet. And then in 87 we have the two single stud with the bar, and they're going to go on top of each other on the other end of the hinge. And then in 88, grab these little clip hands with the post hole and snap them onto those bars. And then in 89, we have our two little claws, and they're going to go on there, hooking down, away from whichever direction this bends, okay? Now, in step 90, we're going to clip this guy into here, just like that, bend it down, and that guy's ready to go. Alright guys, that is a good place to stop. Next time we will be back with part 1 of bag 6, where we are going to start to build the tail. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.